I'm a gay guy in a relationship with a man who is totally closeted. He works in a really masculine industry and says that's a big part of why he won't come out. I understand this and I want to help him, but he never wants to discuss the issue. So how should out gay people and allies support closeted partners and friends?
So this is a really tough situation, but let me try to give you the best advice I can. In general, I'm going to have to say that you should not stay in a relationship with the person who's in the closet. You don't tell us a lot about the qualities that this guy has that are keeping you there and that make you love him, and I have to imagine there must be some. And without knowing those, I sort of have to advise you to not stay in a relationship with a closeted person.
You really want to get involved in this, dickhead?
We just know from lots of history and studies and everything else that it's really toxic, and that the sort of compartmentalization of your life that you describe and that you're living with now and that he's living with too is just not healthy. So a breakup may be the best thing for you, and it may be the thing that pushes him in a more healthy direction as well.
You have to break up with Knives. Poor Angel. Today.
But it's hard.
If that feels a little too harsh for you, you could consider, working on him and sort of, being patient and waiting it out. The trouble is, from what you describe, he seems really invested in the masculine sort of cred that his industry both requires and is giving him. And so I'm not certain that being openly gay is ever going to be something that is part of his self-image that he's going to be comfortable with. You could also consider issuing an ultimatum.
Ultimatum! Ultimatum. She would give me an ultimatum?
That may work, that may shock him out of the inertia that he's experiencing right now, or it may push him away. It's just a risk you'd have to take if you'd like to do that.
Risk is what keeps us young, isn't it, darling?
We are at a moment where the majority of the country supports gay marriage, where the cultural tide is really turning in the favor of LGBT people.
Who would be secretly gay in this day and age? It's like the golden era for coming out of the closet. It's actually cooler to be gay.
And so I think we're at a point where being patient with closeted friends, closeted partners, closeted family members is something that we really shouldn't be doing that much anymore. Of course, people have to come out on their own schedules and deal with the circumstances of their lives in the most appropriate way. So that's not to say that everyone has to come out immediately tomorrow, but just that they should be moving toward that openness, that should be the goal.
Can you get out of the closet safely?
Yes.
Now, there is a special case here that we should always keep in mind, which is that of teenagers and young adults who are dependent, whether financially or for safety or for housing, on their parents who may be homophobic. Dan Savage and other columnists and advice givers have traditionally made an exception for this case, saying that it's perfectly fine to stay in the closet if it's a matter of safety or finishing your education, or essentially getting to a place where you can be independent and be out, without having to depend on other people.
Grow up, man. It happens to everybody.
But after that, if you're a grown adult, if you're independent, if you're safe, it's time to come out already.